Do tomatoes belong in gumbo?
No.
Yes! Tomatoes do not belong in no fucking gumbo.
You heard it here first with Amanda Marshmallow and Disrespectfully the Girls. If you're putting tomatoes in gumbo, get the fuck out of here. Please.
That's
Please.
Bill
And we meant that
Cassidy shit.
disrespectfully, bitch.
Yeah. Oh,
That's what.
It is.
You heard her. That is Bill Cassidy shit. And this message is approved by Amanda Marshmallow.
Yes.
All rise for the punk pledge. I pledge allegiance to the punks.
Pledge allegiance to the punks.
Of the United Punk of the Girls.
Of the United Punk of the Girls.
And to the men's for which it stands.
To the men for which it stands.
One sissy.
One sissy.
Under RuPaul and the TS.
Under RuPaul and the TS.
With lube and prep for all.
With lube and prep for all.
And now the Sissy Spangled Banner, which has been written, produced, and will now be performed by none other than our very own BB, a punk.
Oh, say, can you see by the punk's early light what so proudly we held at the sissies' last screaming in the home of the punk. I get like Whitney Houston, so emotional.
All right, let's get into this episode.
Yes.
And we are live. Hey, everybody. It is your two favorite punks and sissies on all of planet Earth.
Yes.
If you're new here, this is a podcast where we talk about race and sex and sexuality and politics and religion and, quite frankly, anything else they don't want you to talk about. Everybody, my name is Destin. It is not Dustin. Dustin is my twin brother. If y'all keep calling me Dustin, he might kick my ass. But as always, I'm here with my favorite punk in Christ, my favorite sissy and savior, and quite frankly, I don't know, the best co-host on all of planet Earth. Co-host, tell them who you are.
Hey, y'all, it's your boy BB, and the BB don't stand for blank ballot. I have a voice in this country.
BB does not stand for blank ballot because he has a voice in this country.
Yes.
And quite frankly, your ballot will not be blank. Well, I'd say on May 16th, but early voting is happening now.
Yes.
Y'all should be voting. Everybody, we're so glad that you're here joining us. You could have been anywhere else.
Right.
Anywhere else. We say all the time, we have no idea what the fuck we're doing, but we're here. We're glad you're here with us. And guess what? We have a special guest today.
Yes, we do.
Oh my God, that's so exciting. First special guest of season 2. Okay, I'm gagging. Okay.
Yes.
Everybody, if you don't know, Amanda Marshmallow is someone who is, well, we'll get into more of who she is later. But for right now, Amanda, tell the world hello, and I just want to say thank you for being here. But go ahead and tell these girlies hello.
Yes.
Hi, girlies. My name is Amanda Marshmallow. You might recognize me better like this.
Yes.
Yes. Come through, Angle.
Amanda,
so
thank you so
happy
much
to
for
be
being here. Yes, thank
we
you,
are
thank you,
excited
thank
to have you.
Everybody, listen. There are a million ways that you can support us, but one of the free ways that you can support us is just by smashing those buttons. Hit the like button, follow, subscribe, leave some comments. If you're listening on Spotify, please leave a 5-star rating. You can leave comments on Spotify.
Yes.
Please tell the people. I don't care if it's good. If it's good or bad, listen, if it's a bad comment, I will clap back at you. But the bad comments help us get pushed further too. So if you hate us, leave a comment. I don't care.
And guess what? We will clap back.
And we will.
And guess what? I have 1 million accounts that I can use. Someone will clap back.
When they see John Doe commenting, they're going to know that it's you,
Or Mikey.
Everybody, no, seriously, smash those buttons for us. Help us out and help these girls go what?
Global.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So Y'all know here on Disrespectfully to the Girls, we love to get to know each other and our guests.
And we do.
So we have this segment called Rapid Realness.
Oh.
It's just a set of rapid fire questions. There's no wrong answer.
Yes, there are. Amanda, if you get some of these wrong, you may be asked to exit the show at this point.
Oh no, I'm scared now.
There are incorrect. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So it's just a set of rapid fire questions to get to know you better. So first question, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Ooh.
Okay. Love a good coffee. Early bird or night owl?
Both.
Okay.
I guess you got to be if you're fighting all the politics in Baton Rouge.
Yes,
huh?
come through the combo. We love a good combo.
I go to bed early and I stay up late. Or wait, no, I get up. I get up early and I stay up late.
Jeez.
Get that.
That's why she needs the coffee.
Yes. Do tomatoes belong in gumbo?
No.
Yeah. Tomatoes do not belong in no fucking gumbo.
You heard it here first with Amanda Marshmallow and Disrespectfully the Girls. If you're putting tomatoes in gumbo, get the fuck out of here. Please.
That's
Please.
Bill
And we meant that
Cassidy shit.
disrespectfully, bitch.
Yeah. Oh.
That's what
it is.
You heard her. That is Bill Cassidy shit. And this message is approved by Amanda Marshmallow.
Yes. Does sugar belong in grits?
it can.
Okay.
I'm
yes.
a firm believer
So
that you can either do savory or sweet grits.
Yes. Love a good sweet combo. Sweet and savory combo.
You like
But
sweet grits?
But just recently, like I had a coworker that lived in like Arkansas and North Louisiana. So we were out to breakfast and she put sugar in her grits and I was like, what the hell are you doing? And she was like, don't knock it until you try it. And I tried it and yeah.
And did you like it?
I did.
I've never had it. I would do it. We eat grits all the time. I should try that at some point.
I've put sugar or syrup in grits. Not really like sugar, but like maple syrup. A little bit of syrup in the grits. That's really good. If I have the choice, I would choose cheese grits, but I also do like syrup grits.
Let me tell you, a stern bowl of cheese grits. Listen.
Yes, we'll do it every time.
My God.
Every time. What is your favorite color?
Black.
I felt like I knew she was gonna say that somehow.
Okay. Come through black.
I'm
and
only
what
not
is your
wearing
favorite
a black
season of the year?
shirt. Ooh, fall. Definitely fall.
Okay.
Only when it's like cold
So you said
though. When it's like still really hot, it's like I'm not feeling it. You know what I mean? But like a good crisp Halloween is like the best.
Hey. Hey. Yes.
And I was born in the fall, so I like fall.
Just because you was
my
born in
daughter
the
was
fall
born
makes
in
it
the
the best
fall.
season?
Yes.
It's all
the
about wintertime. So like the fact that it was like 50 degrees in the month of May, which I don't know what's going on with that.
We're doomed.
But I'm not mad at it. Hey.
It's a scheme set up by Ty.
Well, it's a scheme set up by the people who keep polluting on planet Earth.
Huh?
It's got to be something like that. I don't know. I'm no scientist, so don't quote me. But my God. All right, girlies, let's talk merch. If you're listening to Disrespectfully the Girls, hey, you might as well look the part too, right? Y'all come in. We now officially have merch. We have the Disrespectfully the Girls t-shirts, obviously perfect for whenever you want to step out and just let people know exactly who you listen to every day. There's also the coffee mug. This is perfect for your morning coffee or, you know, any tea that you might feel like spilling. And then, of course, we have a Disrespectfully the Girls tumbler. Girl, we got to keep them drinks cold while we out here minding everybody else's business, huh? So go ahead and head on over to disrespectfullythegirls.com to get your merch and support the girls today. Again, that is disrespectfullythegirls.com, and girls is spelled GWORLZ. Everybody, thank you for sticking around. As you saw in that commercial just now, you can support the girls by what? Heading on over to disrespectfullythegirls.com. Girls is spelled GWORLZ. You can go buy some merch for us, but guess what? If you don't want to buy merch, that's okay. Because you can smash all these buttons to help support the girls for the free. Everybody, we've come into the main segment of the show, and that segment is called Disrespectfully Bitch.
Yes.
Because why? Because sometimes bitch, you
have
just gotta
to.
be disrespectful. The world is on fire.
On fire.
Amanda, the world is on fire. There is too much going on.
Is.
Yes, we don't always have time to be cutesy and very mindful and demure with people. Sometimes you just gotta say what it is and just leave it at that. Today, y'all, we have a very important election. I'd say coming up. Early voting is happening right now. The actual election date is on May 16th. There's a lot that we want to get into. Before we jump in, Amanda, I want to ask you, you are self-proclaimed the Louisiana progressive, the mouth of the South. I just want you to tell us a little bit, how did you get into politics? Why should the people listen to you? How long have you been doing this? Because I don't know if the people know, but Amanda keeps her foot on these bitches' necks.
Do.
So, Amanda,
really
just give us a little bit about yourself. Tell us why these people should listen to you, and then we'll take it further from there.
All right. Well, first of all, I just want to tell you that the mouth of the South is what my family used to call me to like make fun of me because I talked too much when I was a kid, and it would like hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? So now it's like I own it. So that's why I have it on there. Yeah. My name actually too is like an old childhood nickname. People used to make fun of me and call me Amanda Marshmallow because my last name is Martello. Anyway, my name is Amanda, and you should listen to me because I pay attention. I pay a lot of attention. I have been into politics probably since like I was in college. I went to school for sociology. I started out as a psychology major, and then as I started to learn more and learn more about sociology, I like realized that was like my calling basically. I don't have a degree or anything. I ended up dropping out because I traveled the country and was homeless for like 2 years. But but I think that experience too, on top of my education, kind of gave me a unique like very realistic sense of what the world is like and how America works. And so I really didn't get into politics again because that life and substances and stuff took me a different way. But whenever I got sober and came back to reality, you know what I mean, and now I have a kid, um things matter. And so I got into politics really heavily right after the election, right after Trump got elected again, because I was just kind of like watching, the whole election, and there was one. Her name is Ariella, or maybe it's Ariella. I really don't know, but Ariella Elm is her name, and she is a creator who talks about politics a lot. And she was talking about like local politics are what everybody needs to be paying attention to. Like, you have the most control over your local politics. You need to be getting into local politics. So I started watching, right, and it was around the same time Jeff Landry came around. So like. Jeff Landry. So I made the switch. Yeah. I really got serious about making the switch from making content from watching political content to making political content when Sid Edwards got elected as the mayor president of Baton Rouge. Yeah, The morning of the election, I like jumped on TikTok really quick and was like, "Everybody got to go get out and vote today. We got to keep sharing Western Broom. We can't let this MAGA guy get in." And then it got like 100 views. You know what I mean? And then like
Of course,
the next day,
you're like, "I'm changing the world." Gets 100 views,
right?
It was like so like in me. I was like, people need to go vote. Like, this is bad. And it just was, and I wasn't paying attention before that really to that specific race. It was just like very like, oh my God, a very like super urgent moment. And then the next day, some Republican left a comment on it and was like, "This didn't age well."
Oh my
I just
God.
deleted
Oh my
it.
God.
I just deleted the post.
It didn't. Well, first of all, it didn't age well. Amanda, so you mentioned it, and I was gonna bring it up. You literally went from literal homelessness to being what I would call an activist, and someone who tries to educate people politically. all the time, especially with local things going on. That's a big deal. So first of all, I just
It
want to say
is.
congrats to you.
Yeah.
It's hard
Thank
enough to come out of
you.
homelessness, but to come out and do what you're doing, you're making change. It's a big deal. It really is. You should be proud of
Thank
yourself.
you. Thank you.
You
Yeah, it
should.
did. It was hard. It took years, even after I was like back, like living with my grandparents, it took years to like get back into a mindset of being able to function in society. Like it
Yeah.
did take long, and I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I'm glad
I
that
can
I
quite
finally got
literally
here.
only imagine. Yes.
It-
Yes, yes, yes. Before we get too deep, I guess to set things foundationally, maybe, because you call yourself a progressive. Can you explain to us and maybe the people, when you say progressive, what do you mean by that? Is it different from being a liberal? Is it different than someone just being a Democrat? What does being a progressive mean to you?
to me, progressive means that always want to keep pushing left. I always want to keep pushing towards like anti-racism and towards equity. And it's not the same as liberal. I don't identify as a liberal because I don't really believe in like capitalism. If anything, I would like identify as like a democratic socialist, like I am in the DSA and all that. But for me, progressive, I like that label because it like indicates like action. Like it's not like there's a lot of Democrats that just want their seat. They don't, and especially in Louisiana too, they just want to not have to really do much. You know what I mean? Like they kind of want things to stay the same way that they are. They got their seat, they're fine. I'm not okay with that. I want to flip seats. I want to push left. I want to make
Mhm.
change. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact that the way it would be easy peasy lemon fucking squeezy if we just like voted in Louisiana, because you can see the numbers. Our voter apathy
Literally.
is our problem. Like if we could get people to
Hey,
be interested in getting out to vote, it wouldn't be difficult to take back the state in within a couple of elections.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
And
And
I
we
don't
live
want
in a
anything to go back to
society
the way it
where
used to be. I want it to be better. I'm not sitting
yeah,
here trying
that
to be
part.
like, oh, I miss John Bell Edwards. You know what I mean? Like, I want Dustin Granger. Like
Yeah.
I want a governor who wants to take us in a fucking actual progress. That's what progressive
yeah,
means to
Yeah.
me. Is like
yeah.
Right. And not build a
actual
fucking Charlie Kirk
progress.
statue. The
Yeah, well,
hell?
that
Or rename right and
yeah.
rename like fucking bridges after Donald Trump. Ugh.
And look, that's where we're starting. That's where we're starting in Louisiana. So I am really realistic about what progress looks like. We're trying to
Yeah.
get down the basics. You know what I mean? People tell me all the time on threads or wherever, like voting is not action, blah blah blah. I'm like, in Louisiana, voting is action. Voting takes organization. It takes a lot of work to get people out to vote here. We bust our asses. A lot of people
Yeah.
work really
Yeah.
hard to get people to vote. And they were talking, somebody told me the other day it's not direct action, and then they sent me a Wikipedia article, and the Wikipedia article said that direct action, the definition would be to like interfere or obstruct the government, right? And I'm like, we're literally working right now to vote all these amendments down to obstruct the fascist government,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that is literal.
Correct.
you
Someone
you
throw a
just handed me the
tomato.
Yeah.
definition and said it's not
Several
it.
tomatoes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. And we live in a society where people think that their vote doesn't count or matter. So, what would you say to those people out there that say my vote doesn't matter or it doesn't count?
That is exactly why we are in the position that we're in right now. If all
Hey.
those people who think that
Speak
their
on it.
vote didn't count would have gotten out and voted against Jeff Landry, he would not be in office right now. There are about 3 million registered voters in Louisiana, or 3 million adults that can vote. Okay. A little bit over 500,000 people voted in Jeff Landry. So, like 1/6 of the population voted for Jeff Landry. That voter base is not going to get any bigger. The MAGA voter base is not going to get any bigger. There's all these people outside of that who aren't really Democrats, don't really trust politicians, who don't think that their vote matters, and I was one of them for a really long time. You know what I mean? I didn't vote for a long time. I feel like I'm making up for lost time trying to get as many people to vote as I can.
Mhm.
But it so I saw on Threads, and I don't know, I can't credit the creator because I have no idea who it was, but they were talking about how you feel like one vote is a drop in the ocean, but the ocean is made of drops. Like,
Yep.
I
I
love
love that.
that.
and we can see it. We
Yes.
can see it.
Oh my
Okay. So
God.
I was looking at the numbers the other day, or this earlier today, actually. So y'all remember the amendments we had to vote down last year?
With
We did
when
this.
they were trying to take the money for St. George with like taking the money from the library and or is
The
that what you're talking about?
Oh, no, that was the Thrive Plan. No, we killed that one too. That reminds me, if you live in Baton Rouge, you're not done with elections. June 27th, we all have to go vote yes to refund the library and to fund the Council on Aging. Because when we voted down the Thrive Plan, we voted down the library funding. And so the library was able
Oh,
to get the Metro Council to give them a new chance, and we have to go vote yes. So this is
Mhm.
not your last election for the summer. We have one more if you are in East Baton Rouge Parish.
you heard that, East Baton Rouge.
Okay,
Yes.
so remember how I told y'all a little bit over 500,000 people voted for Jeff Landry? I was looking at the numbers,
Mhm.
and last year, when he had a set of amendments like he does this year, last year we had to get out and vote for them. And the amount of people that voted down all of his policies, his amendments that he was pushing for was like 400,000 people. So that's like a 200,000 gap between the amount of people that voted for him and the people that disagree with him. And that's only who voted.
Yeah.
There's plenty of
Yeah.
people that disagree with him that don't vote if they would just
Correct.
do it.
Mhm.
Oh, that's what I wanted to get into. I wanted to just reiterate again. There are 3 million people in Louisiana who can vote. And you said because of people not showing up to the polls, it only took 500,000 people to vote in Landry, or a little over 500,000
It
people.
was like 600,000 or something like that.
Mhm. Yeah.
But if people just show up to the fucking polls, my God,
Yeah.
what can be done?
I
Um,
heard there was like a
and
out of town
it's
football
listen,
game
this
or
is
something.
oh please, this is
The
for another
Saints.
episode. But hey, there are things to get into where there are disparities against certain communities when it comes to voting. Like they take polling places out of communities, and then people who are low income don't have the means to get to a voting poll,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
then I mean, there are just so many things that stop people from voting. But the people who can vote need to get out to the polls. You heard her. You feel like it's just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean is made of drops.
Yeah. I love that.
The ocean is massive, and it's made of a gazillion drops of water. So we need to focus on that. Amanda, I just want to get into well, before I get into the amendments, I want to ask you in plain English, because I feel like I somewhat understand it, but if I were to try and educate someone, I might look a little ignorant. Can you explain to the people in plain English what happened with the Supreme Court and the Voting Rights Act, and why should people care? Like, what is the redrawing of districts? Can you just give a brief synopsis to help explain to people what that is and why it's so important?
Okay. So, as we know, Louisiana loves to gerrymander. And what gerrymandering
Yeah.
means is like drawing maps to like cut through cities, cut through neighborhoods, to split black votes or even to split Democratic votes. So, a lot of the time, like they'll split a city in half and give one district one half of the city and the other so that the rural votes, you know what I mean? The Republican votes will count more basically. So like a couple years ago there was a map and it was ruled to be unfair. It was unfair in favor of white people basically. Okay. And then so they like redrew the map, and the map that we have currently that's being challenged, the one that goes from there's a district going from Baton Rouge to Shreveport. My district, Cleo Fields district, I share a representative with Shreveport. The poor man has to go on like a month-long tour to go visit all of his constituents. Like, anyway, so they said, "Hey, this is the new map that you get." Okay. And the Republicans made that map. And so now the Republicans are saying, hey, that map wasn't drawn fairly. Basically, they're saying you can't draw a map based on race, but they did that specifically because they had to, because there was only one black district, and the population in Louisiana is 1/3 black. So that's not good. That's not equal representation at all.
Yeah,
And it's
with
because they,
1/3 population being black, we have 6 districts and only 1 district. That's crazy.
yeah, that's like it's like 1/6 or whatever. But anyway, so now they're saying Clearfield's district is unconstitutional. It was ruled unconstitutional now. It's like one little section of the Voting Rights Act that the Supreme Court like overturned. And so because of that, right now, so that happened, and then Jeff Landry called a state of emergency to suspend the election for our houses of representatives. Okay. Even though Cleo Fields is not even on the ballot for this round because he had nobody running against him in the primary. A primary is when like the Democrats get together and pick who they want to run, and the Republicans get together and pick who they want to run. Cleo had no challenger, so he's never even been on the ballot. So the suspension of the race doesn't make any sense at all, right? And that's why Rubia Garcia is suing over it, because it's not actually legal. He didn't have the authority to do that. So they kind of jumped the gun, basically. The Supreme Court ruled it, even though nothing's changing. The maps won't even change until like 2028. But they suspended the election because they are afraid, because they know that Democrats have been organizing, right? So they changed it from and it's going to be changed now from a closed primary back to a jungle primary. So that means
Oh,
all
wow, I
of the
didn't know that.
the new, like, they're whenever this is what they're trying, if they succeed, Rubia's lawsuit might get this all like thrown out or postponed or something, because she actually has a really good case and she's going federal. She's not going state. So we'll see. But one thing that everybody needs to know is that when you go to vote right now, your House of Representative races are still on your ballot. They couldn't take them out of the machines. People are still voting for Conrad Cable and Matt Gromlich and Rubia and Lauren Dewitt. People are still casting their votes for the Democratic primary right now, even though Landry is trying to say it's canceled.
Well,
So
that is
it's a
funny
bunch of
because
bullshit.
whenever I opened
Right.
up the Go Vote app today to look at the ballots, right? And so, like, if I click, like, oh, show me the Democratic ballot, it still only shows the Senate. Like, it didn't show me the representative
They took it off of
people
Go
on it.
Vote, and and when you
Wow.
get to the polling place, there are signs on the computer that say the election is canceled for whatever district. And then you get to the machines and people are seeing that they can literally cast their vote. Even though, so
Wow.
they're trying to make people think that this election is not happening. Like, that's what they
Yeah.
want, you know?
It's insane because I didn't realize until you said it just now that the redrawing of the maps, if he does it the way they want to do it, won't even take effect till 2028. So why would you hold up the voting of the
Right.
representatives if those new maps wouldn't even take place until 2028? I mean,
Exactly.
aside from some bullshit, like racist ass or whatever reasons, right? Aside from some foolery going on, that makes no sense.
It doesn't.
And then he did this, what, 1 day before the election, 2 days before the election, something
Yeah,
like that,
and
or before early voting.
they already pushed this election back by a month because they were trying to hold out for the Supreme Court's decision in order to do this. So they really got it like the last fucking second. Like we were originally supposed to be voting on April 18th was our day. And it got moved in like January. We had to like push it and make sure everybody knew. Like, see, all these changes and everything that they're doing, they don't think that me and all my friends, the creators that I'm friends with, and my job, my team, all the organizers, they don't think that we can keep up with their misinformation, but we've been able to. As we can
Yep.
see, yesterday 80,000 people showed up to vote early for
Wow.
the first day of early voting. And to put that into perspective, for Baton Rouge, it was like 35,000 people or something like that, just in one day or no, 20,000. I
One
don't know.
day.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me on the numbers, but it was good. No, it wasn't 35. I'm thinking like it was like okay, so we did a little bit of data math, and basically it was way more than the like first day of early voting last year in Baton Rouge, basically. So that's good because Baton Rouge turnout is really important. If you live in Baton Rouge, you really need to go, and you really need to go vote no on the amendments, especially Amendment 2, which we'll get
Hey,
to.
speaking of these amendments, let's get into that because these 5 amendments are really insane, especially Amendment 2, like you're talking about. Can you take us through these amendments and just give us, again, plain English? Some of these viewers might not know politics. They might not understand certain terms. Can you just take us through these amendments and let us know what is going on, Amanda?
Yes. Okay, so Amendment 1 is removing protections for state workers. Okay, so you know how in Louisiana, like almost all workers are at will employees? Like you can literally get
Yes.
fired for any reason and they don't have to tell you why. You can, okay, so currently, I got some kind of weird notification. Okay. So currently, state workers like civil service workers and stuff, you know what I mean? People who work for the state, they are classified, and that means that they cannot be at will employees. That means that you have to have a reason to fire them. They can't just be fired for no reason, right? So the person who wrote this bill is actually the one who's like leading the charge against Calvin Duncan, Jay Morris. He's the one that wrote the bill to erase Calvin Duncan's seat in New Orleans, so we know that he does not have good intentions.
Oh, wow. Yes.
Yeah, so basically what it would do was it would open it up for them to be able to fire you based on your political beliefs, or you don't want, you know what I mean? Anything about yourself, gay, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
black, what doesn't matter? Like they just don't, and then what that can do over time is they can start to just fill all the state workers with sycophants and racists, you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, so
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
one. That's the simplest one, I feel.
Yeah. Agreed. And then the second one, my God, that Second Amendment. If you live in Baton Rouge, girl, a lot of people know about St. George.
Let me. What's this
These
segment called again?
disrespectfully, bitch.
Disrespectfully, bitch to St. George, for real.
Literally, the hell.
No, the first clip, y'all see it in the morning, but the first clip of my early voting vlog is me like zooming in on a vote yes for St. George sign, and I'm like, "You're not getting your fucking school district, you dumb bitches."
Yeah, I saw that.
You're not getting your fucking school district.
It's just like you get the wealthy white people who say, "Hey, we want our own town," but then they want us to pay for their school district to be, or I don't want to say the wrong things, but yeah, like you want us to fund you starting your own school. And you made a good point in one of the posts on social media. You said a lot of these wealthy people have their kids in private school anyway, and it's like, so what would be the purpose of that?
Yeah, well, someone was like, well, think about it. The schools sucked and they're going to have to pay for private schools. It's like, you really think those wealthy people are going to pull their children out of private school and demote them to public school in their eyes because you got a new school district? It's the same school. It's not. And then there's a huge, okay. Do y'all have anywhere for me to want to start, or do I just rant about it?
Wait, say that again. Sorry. You
do y'all
cut
have
out for
anything
just a little
specific y'all want me
second.
to start with, or do I just like rant about it?
No, you can just rant about it. I'm not even worried about time at this point. You just rant about it.
Okay, so they don't even need their school district. Let me tell you why they don't need their school district. They do not need a separate school district, and it would actually be detrimental for the kids that live in St. George if they got a separate school district, because there are only 5 schools in the St. George school district. There's like 1 high school and like a couple elementary schools, a couple middle schools. There are like I know somebody with a medically complex child who won't be able to go to the one preschool that they have in Baton Rouge anymore, because if the split happens, because there are no options for medically complex kids for preschool in St. George. There's one in South Downs in Baton Rouge, and so if he can't go to that school, then he doesn't have any choices. And that's the situation for a lot of kids with disabilities. The St. George school district, they don't really have like plan set in place or a way to fund like a good special education right off the bat or anything like that. And so there are, and so, okay, so this was started about 15 years ago by parents who have children that are grown now that don't even go to school now. And like so much has changed with the Baton Rouge school system between now and then. Like there are a lot of really good schools in Baton Rouge that a lot of the parents of St. George want to be able to keep sending their kids to. They don't want their kids to have to move schools. But it's just unnecessary. It's an outdated thing, and I feel like they're just fighting for it because they've been fighting for it for so long at this point, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I think I heard you discuss too that there are implications with this, with like teachers losing their pensions if they were. I'm gonna sound ignorant
Yes.
if I try to
I'll
say
tell
it.
you.
So can you just tell us about that?
Yeah. Okay, so say there's a teacher who teaches at Woodlawn. Okay.
Mhm.
And so they currently teach at Woodlawn right now, which is part of the East Baton Rouge School Parish system. So if they want to stay at Woodlawn and move to the St. George the St. George school system, they will lose like their oh, I forgot what it was. It was like their retirement or something. Like, hold on.
Yeah.
I don't want to say the wrong thing. Let me see. I have to find let me get the video, pull up the video of me talking about it.
No, you're good. Take your time.
Anything that's wrong with St. George other than the segregation. Because even if you put the segregation aside, it meant it was going to hurt Louisiana. Starting with teachers. If the teachers who currently work in
Your
East
edits
Baton
are
Rouge
so
Parish
funny.
schools want to move to St. George, they will lose their tenure, their vested life insurance, and their vested health insurance. So that means if a teacher their tenure,
Does
their
that mean like
vested
their years
health
of service, basically?
tenure, yeah, well, tenure is like a protection for teachers, like they can't like get fired or something like that. Like it keeps their like contract yearly or whatever. Like they don't have to keep
Oh,
doing a
got
contract
you.
Okay.
yearly. And then yeah, their vested health insurance and their vested life insurance. So they lose benefits. They lose benefits in their tenure that they worked for if they want to stay at the same school but switch. And also, any other teachers out there that teach it in the EBR school that want to go work at the shiny new school district that's supposed to be better and pay better and be better in general, they will lose all of their benefits. So, like, how are we going to build a great new school system with a bunch of teachers who are not experienced because all the experienced teachers want to stay at their in East Baton Rouge Parish and keep their benefits? Like where are you going to pull these magical great better than Baton Rouge teachers from?
Because
Right.
it sounds like a vote, a yes vote on Amendment 2 benefits who?
Exactly.
Like, yeah, I don't even know who at this
Nobody.
point. Yeah.
Right. I'm trying to
Literally
figure it
just
out.
racist people, just
Yeah,
people that want this so they
right.
can say they won.
Mhm.
It'll hurt the kids. It'll make taxes go up for St. George eventually. It'll make taxes go up for everybody in the state. Like it's not a good deal for anybody. They're just doing this. It's MAGA nonsense. You know, they just do it because they feel like it. They're just racist.
Well, we can chalk that up as an answer for a lot of the things that
Yeah,
go on in this
literally.
state, in this country is, well, they just do it because they're racist.
Unfortunately, bro.
That pretty much is the answer for
Sums
a
it
lot of
up.
things, quite frankly.
I
Like, why
told
are we
someone
returning the maps?
earlier.
Because of racists. Like,
Someone was trying to argue with me earlier that it wasn't about racism or something, and they used the word DEI, and I was like laughing at them. I was like, ha ha ha, black people are gonna take over the state. Ooga booga black power, you racist bitch. Like I just fucking
oh
like
my
fuck
God.
you, bro. Like
Like, people are just so.
you're so
I think
scared.
that, yeah, I think people are really afraid that if enough black people get in power, then white people will actually be held accountable for the things they've done, and that the little perfect life that they've built for themselves might be shaken up. It's just ridiculous.
It
Oh
is.
wait, let me see. I flipped my page. Let's talk about Amendment 3 because
Okay.
every time, brother. I don't know if you've seen this, but a lot of times in voting, what they will do is they love to talk about teacher raises, right?
Yeah.
Like I remember when I lived in Terrebonne Parish, I worked in the sales tax department there, and Lafourche Parish had this huge vote going on, and they'll always lump things together. Oftentimes, like, oh, and this one bill, we're going to give teacher raises and we're going to raise sales taxes. And people are like, well, we don't want the sales tax to go up. And then the teachers are going, but we deserve raises. And it's like, well, they do that because people are typically going to vote yes on a teacher raise, but they're not going to vote yes on a tax increase.
Right.
And so it's like, well, if you want to give teacher raises, you're just going to have to vote yes and get the sales tax increase. But it seems like here they're like taking billions of dollars, and I'll let you speak on it, but they're taking billions of dollars out of a trust fund, and they're trying to pay down retirement debt that the teachers' retirement system has in the state, which may or may not come with a teacher raise. Let us know your thoughts, Amanda.
So apparently the raise is guaranteed. But the problem here is that it's not going to be equal across parishes. So the way that teacher raises, that permanent raises are supposed to happen is through something called the minimum foundation program. And what that basically does is it equalizes pay between poor and rich parishes, so that people in like the teachers in like the rural or the poor parishes don't get paid less than the teachers in, in Orleans or whatever. You know what I mean? So I think of it as like deal or no deal, right? So like they're trying to like hand us a suitcase that's like got less money in it, and they think, and they know that if we just vote yes on it and just take it, they don't have to give us what teachers really deserve. And so the other issue with it is too that it is taking money from it's taking money from a trust fund that's from like from trust funds that are like from oil companies and like tobacco companies and like these companies that have like done damage and had to pay damages basically like to Louisiana, and it's supposed to be for early education. And this amendment, it'll unlock that. If it's unlocked, then who's to say they won't just take more, start moving money around however they feel. So it's just not a good deal. And it's like if we just raise the taxes on corporations a tiny little bit, you know what I mean, on the oil industries, or like, all those fucking plants we have, like if we and our government, our like, especially, like the MAGAs, the Republicans, they do everything they can to make corporations pay less because they believe in this myth that if they don't have to pay as much, they'll pay people more. When have they ever? Our minimum wage is still $7.25. When has that ever worked? Like, I don't understand why. And we have the highest sales tax in the country because
Oh my God,
somebody has to pay.
It's like almost
somebody has
11%
to
in a
pay
lot of
for it.
areas.
Exactly.
Literally.
Like somebody has to make up for that. And the corporations should be the ones who are making up for that. Where are the corporations gonna go? They're gonna pick another coast? Like where are the oil companies gonna, they have to be here.
Yeah, what people don't realize is low income people are taxed low when it comes to income taxes. But a sales tax is across the board. If you buy something, you are paying the sales tax.
Right.
Everyone is affected by that.
Right. And they don't want to increase the minimum wage. They shut that down.
My God.
And then I think Amendment 4 has to do with the corporations paying less in taxes. So what are your thoughts on that?
So Amendment 4 is probably the most complicated one. But I got a good way to describe it, like simply, I think. So basically, there's this thing called the inventory tax. And so like the industries and the corporations and businesses, they have to pay taxes on their inventory, on the stuff that they sell and use. So the corporations don't like that tax, right? And they've been trying to get rid of it for like ever. So the Louisiana government finally got rid of it. So now, or no, okay, now I remember. It wasn't the inventory tax they got rid of. It was the subsidy. So the legislature recently ended a $500 million per year subsidy that they would pay. So like, instead of making the corporations pay their inventory tax, the state has just been covering it for them, basically.
Oh
so
my
that
God. They've been subsidizing it, aka paying for it. Yeah.
$500 million a year We've been
And
paying.
let
Louisiana has been
can we
paying.
be thank you. Let's be clear. When she says the state pays for it, the state gets their funding from the people.
Yeah, we pay for it.
Right.
Yeah.
So when she says the state pays for it, she means
It's the people.
the people,
Mhm.
not just like some magical money that the government
Yeah.
just got.
Right.
Yes, exactly. So instead of making, okay. So now the state isn't covering it anymore, but that money still has to come from somewhere because that's what funds our schools, our roads, like the important things, our infrastructure. So now, in order for to keep this amendment to keep the corporations happy, is they want to eliminate the property tax. And they want parishes to eliminate the property tax themselves. So they're kind of making it into like a Hunger Games situation. They're like making the parishes just fight each other. They're like, okay, well, if this parish if like this wealthier parish ends their inventory tax, all the industries are going to go to that parish. But the more rural parishes can't afford to do that.
Correct.
Right. So it kind of puts the parishes in competition with each other. And so so basically what it's going to end up doing is result in higher property and sales taxes for us because like I said, that money has to come from somewhere.
Yeah, they've got to fill the
Right.
budget with something because we're always in a freaking deficit. There's never
Always.
enough
Exactly.
money for anything going on.
It's just more
And
corporate
then
welfare. That's just like Landry's favorite thing to do. He loves it.
Yeah.
yes, loves it. And the money not going to the roads because the roads still raggedy as hell.
Your car will get swallowed up.
Yo,
You're
he
trying to go to
said-
Walmart.
He said the other day, he was like talking about how they spent so much money on this redistricting lawsuit and how that money could have gone towards roads and taxes and stuff as if it's our fault. It's like, bro, you could have spent it. What are you talking about? You didn't, instead of taking people's
Right.
votes away, you could have given us roads. Like the audacity
Exactly.
of that tiny little fucking cokehead. Like, oh my God.
It's because he's spending all of our money on honey buns.
Huh?
Honey buns and honey
One of those,
Cheetos.
yep.
Yeah.
And
it's
like the
Amendment
most
5.
expensive sparkling water that Whole Foods has, like
My
cases of it.
God.
Yeah.
My
That part.
God.
Shout out to Fact Check Governor Landry, y'all. If y'all don't
Yes.
follow Fact Check Governor Landry on Instagram, everybody should because she is just on his neck constantly. She really inspires
she
me
should.
to hate harder. Yeah.
As she should. As she should.
Mhm.
And Amendment 5, raising the judge retirement age from 70 to 75.
Whew. This is a controversial one.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is.
I know.
Yeah.
I know that you had said up until recently you weren't sure yet how you were even going to vote on it. Have you voted yet?
I did vote.
How did you vote on it? Are you willing to share
I
that?
voted no. I did end up voting no.
I think I will too.
Because
But
well, okay, so I can take everybody through the whole like the whole
yeah, let's
thing,
do it.
okay? Because there's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of arguments on both sides, but when it comes down to it, I'll explain. So when you first hear they want to raise the judges age from 75 or 70 to 75, that's like I feel like for most people is a knee-jerk reaction, like no, because we're in this time
Yeah,
and it's
someone
not
throw a
even, you know what,
tomato.
it's not even about, to me, people say it's like ageist or whatever. I don't even feel like it's about age necessarily. Like I don't think that you are suddenly not able to work after you're 70 years old and that you're like, senile or anything. I think it's about holding on to power for so long. And that's a really big issue that we have. And the biggest problem I have with all the really old people in Congress. Even Mitch McConnell, he falls down every day and like
Girl,
he's just a waste of a seat. Yeah, he's always falling
he better
down
not
and
get
causing a scene.
osteoporosis because
Did
he
y'all
will not
see?
be able
Oh
to
my
get back up.
God.
And
Y'all,
doing the
somebody
mannequin
asked him.
challenge.
Somebody asked him about something that he didn't want to answer one time, and he just fell down immediately.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
my
crazy.
God.
It's like good thing
Anyway,
your bones aren't fragile
Yeah,
because you
right,
would be shattered into
literally.
pieces.
look at us
If
hating
he
on
don't want
old
to
people.
answer,
We're
he
like,
gonna
oh, it's not
talk.
ageist,
But
and now we're just hating
there's
on.
but there is a reason that we have things set up for a transfer of power where you can only serve for so long in certain positions.
Mhm.
But yeah, go ahead. I know we got sidetracked for a second. Sorry.
I will say that apparently most other states don't even have a judge retirement age cap. So I don't really know where that law came from in the first place. But so the argument for yes, right? So the argument for yes is because it's very specific. It's because of the fact that if it doesn't pass, so this amendment was written by a Democrat. Okay, this amendment was written by like the speaker or the president or whatever, I don't even know, of like the House caucus for the Democrats. Okay,
Okay.
so and that is on the proponents, the people that want people to vote yes, that is one of their reasons that they say that people should vote for it. However, it did still have to pass through a supermajority Republican legislature to get to our ballots. So I don't really know how much I trust that because Landry controls
I'm with
them.
you.
Do you see what I'm saying? So
I'm
it's
with
kind of
you.
like, I don't know on that one. And so basically the thing is that if this does not pass, there will be about 50 Black judges who won't be able to run for reelection because they're about to age out. The concern is that in this very super MAGA time, right, that these judges will be replaced with like racist white people, basically,
Of
like with
course.
fascists. Um, but see, the counter argument to that is that in most of these places, they're very liberal, very Black places. So the chance of that happening is not really as high as the proponents like want to say it is. Another thing, and a lot of this proponents comes out of like lawyers from New Orleans, I will say. And so they do have like insight, but I also do think that New Orleans is not the only place in Louisiana. Um, I
Yeah.
think that I think that this could possibly lock in really horrible judges in other areas for even longer.
Yeah.
Because the way that the law is written is like they can still run for election up until age 75 and they can still serve for another 6 to 10 years after that, so that puts them at 80 something still in the seat. And then so as it is currently, they can run up until they're 70 years old and then serve until they're 76 to 80 or whatever. I just don't think that changing the law forever for the whole state is a good idea to like benefit one small area, because there could also, like I said, there could be there, and since I made a video about this, like explaining like the yes votes, and there were a lot of people, and obviously especially Black people, that's the only people I really whose opinion I really care in this situation
Yeah.
or in general. They were like, well, I live somewhere where we have horrible judges, and they did this and this, and I don't want them there for longer. And so it's like, well, you kind of have to weigh it. I I did vote no, but I don't. I'm on my voter guide. It says like follow your heart, because like it can go back and forth all day long with the
Yeah.
but this. You know what I mean? So it's just a question of what you want to do. I don't know. It's difficult. It's been an issue with me personally, because what it was one of my friends is really pushing against yes, but a lot of my clients and colleagues are no on all five, because it's just not, they're not trying to change the Constitution forever under Jeff Landry, anything that he let happen.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I kind of wanted to ask this earlier when we were on the topic, and I didn't. Um, when it comes to terms and things like that, like the Supreme Court with the Voting Rights Act, this has nothing to do with the Election Act. This is just me asking a generalized question. Why the fuck? And this might show. Can I be clear? This might show my insane ignorance on the matter, and I'm willing to have that happen. Why the fuck are Supreme Court positions appointed when the president is voted upon in his branch of government, Congress is voted upon in their branch of government? why is the Supreme Court appointed, and why do they just get to serve until the day they die? Like, I don't understand that. Am I missing something here, or is this just like, I don't know. To me, it's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really weird. I don't like it at all. I think it's weird that one president can. Are y'all still there? Oh,
Yeah,
you
Yeah.
we're
just
here.
weren't moving. I thought you were frozen.
Put me in the microwave and let me
I
defrost
don't.
for a second.
No, seriously, and no, I think it is crazy. I don't think I don't think it's good at all that one president can pick judges that will be there for the rest of their lives, and yeah, he was elected and they weren't. Like, it is kind of a little crazy. I don't know why that is that way, but it's not working out for us, obviously. Especially whenever it comes around to where it just happens that a bunch of spots open up while Trump is president, and then he gets to lock in the worst
Yeah.
people that make
Yeah.
stupid ass decisions for the rest
Yes.
of forever.
For the
Like,
rest of
shit.
forever. It's crazy.
And
It's just crazy.
they're wilding out there. Like, what are they doing,
Yeah.
bro?
They don't even know. They're just doing whatever Trump
They
wants them to do, in
don't.
my
Yeah.
opinion.
Right.
Yes. Yes,
It's just
literally.
insane. It's just insane. Everybody, whoever is listening and watching, all probably like 30 of you, listen. I just had to throw that in there. Y'all
Hey.
need to start tuning in to
Yeah.
Disrespectful
Right.
Universe.
Y'all need to tune in.
But no, so
Y'all
real
need to
quick,
collab me when you post on. Do you post on Instagram?
yeah, we
Yeah.
put it on like TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all the clips and everything that we'll make from it. The
Collab
long
me
form
when
will
you
be on
post on
YouTube
Instagram
instead.
so that my
Absolutely.
audience can see you. Yeah.
Yes. We
Yes.
appreciate you for that, Amanda.
We do.
Y'all, let's
Yes.
just do a quick recap. Amendment 1 is stripping the civil service protections that stop state workers from being at-will employees, and it will open the door so that they can literally be hired or fired based on political beliefs or, honestly, other things that are quite ridiculous. Amendment 2, St. George, fuck St. George. If you're St. George and you're part of this, fuck you, and we mean that disrespectfully, bitch.
Disrespectfully,
Just
ho.
because you want to be some racist white rich people and go start your own school system and segregate yourself from everyone else does not mean that we want to pay for it.
Right.
And
Amendment
if you
3.
do live in
Oh,
St.
go ahead.
George, I just want you to know that there are people out there who don't want this, and their name is Pulse People United to Lead St. George Engagement. If you want to get involved, they do all kinds of great things around the community. They're like a democratic organization, and they are leading the charge against this no vote. And they also just do community things to like help each other out in
Hey,
St. George.
shout out to
Yeah.
Pulse.
Right.
Shout out to
Shout out
Pulse.
Pulse.
Amendment 3. Keep in mind, this is not just do you want teachers to get raises? This is do you want to take the money that has been put in a trust fund by corporations who have fucked up and had to pay for those fuck ups, and the money has gone into this fund for early education. Do we want to take that money to pay off the debt for the retirement system so that teachers might get a raise from it? Listen, if y'all know Jeff Landry might get, listen, we're not, whatever. Amendment 4, corporations paying less taxes. Boo, somebody throw a tomato, please. Hey, girlies. Listen to me. I have absolutely no idea what the fuck happened to the rest of this episode. I'm sitting here editing it down. We started sounding like robots, screeching, extremely loud as fuck, like it was just busting out the speakers. The last amendment, amendment number 5, is about raising the retirement age of the judges from 70 to 75. I was able to save Amanda's final wrap-up thoughts, so stay tuned for that in just a moment. But unfortunately, the rest of this video, anything that had to do with BB and Destin, was just completely, well, fucked up, if I'm being honest with you. Girl, I don't know. I guess the government tapped in or something and heard what we were talking about. Who the fuck knows? But guess what? Amanda has one final thing to say.
Louisiana is not a red state. Louisiana is a non-voting state. And if you get out and vote, we can make it a blue state. Early voting is May 2nd through 9th. So it ends on Saturday, May 9th, and election day is May 16th.